Hi.
Hello.
This was the next episode whose title I don't remember.
Oh.
With buffalo and pie.
Yeah, I don't know. Over a barrel.
Pie.
So what do you think of the buffalo?
They were racist. They were stereotypical. They were stereotypical Native Americans. I mean, come on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Although sometimes they had funny moments.
I like the buffalo.
Too much pie. Concussions from pie. Do you have any pie?
No, I don't have any pie.
You never have pie.
I'm sorry, I never thought to buy pie.
I'll bring pie next week.
If you feel the need.
I do. So basically, everybody argued a lot over something that was a total non-issue.
Yeah, it was the matter of the orchard's gotta say the buffalo need their stomping ground, or stampeding ground. What would you?
Yeah,
Stampeding ground.
pretty much.
So they just compromised and made a path, which was something they should have come to, like,
In the first place?
yeah, 5 minutes into the episode.
Yeah, really. It's kind of like, hey,
Like, it's a clear settlers and Native American thing. Well, settlers and native thing.
yeah, except it was their land.
Eh,
And I mean, they could have asked before they planted the apples.
yeah. Well, what if they didn't know that they were there in the first place?
Maybe. I like pie.
Pie is yummy. Which is what solves everything.
Pie solves all our problems.
At least in this case.
I think so.
So, what'd you think of Appaloosa?
I wanted to punch him every time he did that. That was annoying.
That was annoying.
It's like, shut up, dude. We know where we are. We took a train here. From Buffalo. Because we're in Buffalo.
Yeah, give a shout out to that all across YouTube, why don't ya?
Buffalo!
Yeah, Sabres rock.
Yeah, they're alright.
And minus their choking in the finals. And
Yeah.
let's not even talk about the Bills.
Yeah, we don't need to think about that. But anyway, back on the subject.
Yes.
This episode was okay. It had great moments. Plus, Pinkie Pie's ruined everything.
Yeah, so did she bump down for you?
Yeah, for ruining everything. Everything was fine. They were ready to compromise, and she felt the need to start singing again.
You gotta care.
Shut up! The sheriff and I have come to an agreement. That was the worst performance ever.
I'd like to be a tree.
Oh my god, that was the best part of the whole episode.
You know Fluttershy's not a tree. And that was the first pony. I'd like to be a tree.
She said Fluttershy is a tree. You know she's not a tree, right? I'd like to be a tree. That was like... Because it all... That's like a
But
good...
just when it was starting to get old with the two, another one jumped in.
You know she's not a tree, right? It started with just sarcasm.
It started with just Pinky being Pinky, and then just... It keeps going. It's very Pythonish.
My favorite part was how did Twilight not realize in the first place that she was being sarcastic? She's supposed to be the smart one, and I feel I have to say this a lot throughout the series. She's supposed to be the smart one. You know she's not a tree.
Pinky that was telling her about it. And you never know with Rainbow Dash.
It was just so random. You know she's not a tree. I'd like to be a tree. I love Fluttershy up past Pinkie Pie's.
Really?
Second favorite now.
Second favorite now?
I'd like to be a tree.
I'd like to be a tree.
Dragon.
Dragon. I can't remember who does the voice for Fluttershy at the moment.
I'd like to be a tree. That's almost as good as. Well,
tell them what.
Rainbow one kick me.
Yeah, ramble to them what you think while I figure out who the heck did.
What do I think? Well, I think that I really like cheese, and I really like cake, so cheesecake is my favorite thing ever. Oh my god, I may be the most like Pinkie Pie.
Clearly.
And like fudge, I'll get a pudge.
as if you don't already have one.
I'm proud of it. I named it Pinky. Would you like to see it?
Ew.
That's where I feel for something. That made me dizzy. Start. No, but really.
Andrea Libman?
Don't know her. Well, come on, Pinkie Pie. They said they didn't like your singing. Take a hint.
Right?
Stop being so hungry! You went down to number 3, I'm afraid.
So she's
I'd like to be a
going
tree.
down.
I'd like to be a tree. It was such a random. It's such a random mode of thought. It starts with no Fluttershy. Fluttershy's not a tree. No, I know. You know Fluttershy's not a tree, right?
Do you think we're gonna have to carry that tree the entire way?
What? You mean Apple Bloomberg or whatever his name was?
I think it was Bloomberg.
No,
Wait.
Fluttershy.
No, wait, no. Fluttershy. Fluttershy's not a tree, silly.
No.
Now, here's the thing. Do you really think that Pinky just...
I think she did it on purpose.
She had to.
I think she's secretly evil. She's the demon pony of Fleet Street.
The demon pony to Fleet Street.
Yes.
But she doesn't cut hair.
But she makes cupcakes out of ponies.
By offering to have them help her bake.
So wait.
That's a pretty bad setup.
Yeah, really.
Like,
help me bake! Help.
Depends on what part she uses and if she purees them enough.
What part? The horn.
The horn? Nah, she makes necklaces out of those.
That's scary.
Yes, and she has...
You know she's not a tree. No, I'd like to be a tree.
That was definitely one
That was my favorite moment in the series so far.
Really?
Could have just started
Even better
if I did it on
than, even
purpose.
better than, I don't want to talk about it.
No. And no, third favorite.
Third? Okay.
Rainbow one kicked me.
Where's that? 1
Yep.
or 2?
1.
That one's number 1.
Number 2 is I don't want to talk about it.
And number 3 is I'd like to be a tree.
The whole thing though, not just that part.
Yeah. But that just puts the icing on top of the whole thing.
Yeah, really.
Like if it weren't for Fluttershy jumping in and saying, I'd like to be a tree, that conversation just would not have been so funny.
It was to me because of Twilight. You know she's not a tree, right?
Yeah, you'll find that Twilight's very sarcastic.
Yeah. You know she's
Especially,
not a
like,
tree, right?
As things like occasionally fall apart, like say they restock all the books and then suddenly they're knocked down, she honestly reacts like, well, looks like we'll have to clean this up again.
I'd like to be a tree.
I'd like to be a tree.
It's so random. The whole thing was just random. And I think Pinkie Pie's manipulated the whole thing on purpose.
You honestly think she made them fight?
Yeah.
I don't
You know
know.
she's not a tree, right?
Gotta love the little fourth wall break too.
Which one?
At the very end, when she just holds the hole open.
Oh yeah.
Well, the iris, whatever the hell you want to call that little circle thing that closes in. Okay, there, Woody Woodpecker.
Pecker. Wood. Woody.
He.
But yeah. Sorry.
Whatever.
But yeah, that was a pretty funny episode just for that moment. I'd like to be a tree. You know she's not a tree, right?
The rest of it really, that's honestly the only thing that made the episode.
Why would she even believe that Rainbow Dashy was a tree?
I have no idea, honestly. You'd think they would, you'd think she would know better by episode 21.
I'd like to be a tree.
I'd like to be a tree.
So random. You know she's not a tree, right? Okay, but that's all I have to say about this one. It was funny for that particular moment. Was my favorite.
Yeah, outside of that, I really don't have anything to say outside of clearly they're making sure that you know Pinky's a bad singer.
No, Fluttershy. Fluttershy's not a tree. Rainbow thinks
that.
Fluttershy's a tree.
Well, I know that. Hey, what are you guys talking about? Fluttershy thinks that...
Rainbow thinks Fluttershy's a tree.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting twisted with that one.
You know she's not a tree, right?
Well, I know that.
I'd like to be a tree. And then Rarity ruins the whole thing.
Nah, Spike. He wakes up and yells at him.
That's grouchy.
Oh, gee, wouldn't you be if people were, if you just had girl chatter all through the frickin' day?
I don't even know if that was girl chatter, but random, awesome, hilarious.
True, I'd definitely be laughing along with that, how we were.
She's not a tree. You know she's not a tree,
and
right?
then Rarity's face right afterwards.
She's so angry about it, though. You know she's not a tree, right? And Rarity terrified everybody. Rarity's scaredy. Scaredy. Trixie.
So what do you think of the whole idea of the relationship between Buffalo and the dragons as well? Huh?
It's an analog for the settlers versus the Native Americans.
No, I'm talking about the buffalo with the dragons.
They worship them.
I'm just curious as to how that came about.
I'm curious as to where they found all those gems.
That's a good question too. Does coconuts usually get found in the desert?
Green.
Why would they actually plant an orchard in the desert?
They need something to eat.
Why would they settle in a desert when there's lush lands all over the place?
Wow. Because they wanted more land. Just like the white man.
Ponies are the master race.
Nazis.
Well, gee, they can control the weather. They raise the sun and the moon.
This is true.
The world literally wouldn't function without them except for the Everfree.
This is true.
I'm curious, if it weren't for the ponies, would the Everfree just expand?
Yes.
You think so?
This is whining. No, I just keep coming back to the tree scene.
I'd like to be a tree.
My proposed Twilight. You know she's not a tree, right? Because Rainbow might be crazy. You know she's not a tree,
Rainbow's
right?
something, alright.
Insane? In the membrane?
Yes.
Insane in the membrane.
Yes, totally.
Insane! Got no brain! I like that song. It's by Cypress Hill. You know she's not a tree, right? Cypress tree. She's crazy! Oh my god! I'm finally getting it!
What?
She's insane in the membrane. Cypress Hill, Cypress trees, apple trees. This episode was a coded reference to Cypress Hill.
Huh? I'm sorry, I don't know what Cypress Hill is.
It's the band that did Insane in the Membrane. This whole episode was a coded reference to that song.
The rock I'm under is deeper than this apartment.
You know she's not a tree, right? I'd like to be a tree. Well, that's all I have to say about this episode. I'll never forget that. You know she's not a tree, right?
I'd like to be a tree.
Anyway,
next one is Bird in the Hoof.
A bird in the bush. A bird lot.
That sounds horrible. Especially considering what type of bird it is.
They're gonna eat my plot! Ah! The mice.
My plot! They're my plot!
Yeah! I'm gonna make that. Nicolas Cage. I can
Watch
act.
when you make your OC. Have you come on any ideas?
Well,
Like colors?
black.
Black? All black or?
I see a red door, I must have it painted black.
I don't know, I can kind of see you with a dark green mane too.
Cthulhu.
What race?
Yes! Oh, unicorn, of course. The master race.
Nobody ever goes for the Earth ponies.
Because they can't fly. Sorry, my battery fell out. You know she's not a tree, right?
Well, duh.
That was just great.
Yeah.
Because Twilight actually took it seriously. She knows who Pinkie Pie is. She knows that
think she
Rainbow
was-
Dash is not completely
Yeah, I think
insane.
Yeah. I
Wait,
think
what? You know what that says?
Hmm.
She thinks that Rainbow Dash is crazier than Pinkie Pie silly in the brain.
Either that, or she was literally just screwing around with Rainbow Dash.
I think they all planned that. Except for Fluttershy, she just said her thing.
You think Fluttershy actually just meant to
said, "I'd like to
come
be
in
a
and
tree."
say, "I'd like to be a tree." Can you imagine what it would be like to be a tree?
Tasty.
Tasty.
Your insides would taste like maple syrup.
If you were a maple tree, what if you were like a pine tree?
Then
Or
you would
an
always smell the delicious pine scent.
Or an oak?
You'd be tall.
Japanese maple?
You'd be tall.
Apple tree.
Do I even have to say it? You could drop apples on people's heads.
Wizard of Oz, them motherfuckers.
Boom!
How would you like it if someone picked fruit off of you?
That sounds terrible. Hey, it's
Do you
Fluttershy!
remember that scene?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Fluttershy. Hey, it's Fluttershy, a fellow tree.
The one that moves.
The tree that walks.
Yes.
You guys all know she's not a tree, right? But I'd like to be a tree. That's good enough for us.
Actually, there's something you must check out now just because of that. Lord of the Rings reenacted by ponies.
What?
Yes. And guess who's Treebeard?
Fluttershy.
Of course.
I'd like to be a tree.
Well, she plays one in Lord of the Rings.
Indeed.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else to say.
Nope, I think that's it. The next episode is A Bird in the Hoof. And cut. I'd like to be a tree.